You're listening to The Frieze by NYY Recaps. I'm your host, Derek Lewandowski. Let's get started.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to The Frieze. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast platform, I thank you for tuning in. I woke up to some interesting news this morning. The Yankees appear to be considering Deshields, currently in AAA for the Texas Rangers, for their vacant outfield spot. Now that Ryan LaMarre has been placed on the injured list and has cost them some outfield depth, Deshields has a career MLB batting average of .246, an on-base percentage of .326, and a slugging percentage of .340, so he's not a masher. And mind you, this is over 2,000 career plate appearances, so it's not a small sample size. He's a good outfielder who plays solid defense. He has speed. He can run the bases. The Yankees kind of sorely lack base running ability right now. I don't know how many times they've gotten thrown out on the bases. Deshields was traded to Cleveland as part of the Corey Kluber deal in 2019, but he got COVID. He only had 120 plate appearances last year. This year in AAA, he's batting .412 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs in 9 games and 40 plate appearances, but it's AAA. I mean, this is an established Major League veteran. You expect him to rake in AAA. I don't think he's turned some corner. The Yankees may see something they like in him, but honestly, I think they're just looking for somebody who can play defense, catch the ball in center field, and won't get thrown out on the bases if he happens to get on. Not someone to be too excited about, but I would rather see him out there than Ryan LaMarre, that's for sure. The Yankees do have Greg Allen, Socrates Brito, and Estevan Florial in AAA right now, but Allen has been hurt. Florial needs more experience, and Socrates Brito appears to be little more than a cool name. There seems to be some speculation about Joey Gallo, perhaps Ketel Marte, but I don't think the Yankees need Gallo. They've got enough swing and miss guys. And as far as Marte goes, I'm not convinced yet that the Diamondbacks would trade him. He's kind of their best player, and he's under team control for 2 more years, and he's great. So even if they did feel that their best move to improve the team was to trade Ketel Marte to a contender for some prospects, you can bet that there'd be a bidding war, and that the cost to acquire him would be bonkers. The Yankees head home to play the White Sox this weekend. The Sox, under embattled Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa, are 26-16 and are in first place in the American League Central. GM Rick Hahn has done a great job putting together that squad, which is led in WAR by former number 1 overall prospect Yoan Moncada, who the Yankees actually considered for a while. He ended up signing with Boston, and then he was traded from Boston to Chicago as part of the Chris Sale deal. He's hitting .283 with 3 home runs and 26 RBI this year. Jose Abreu has 8 home runs and continues to be an RBI machine with 33 so far this season. Yermin Mercedes, their 28-year-old DH, is hitting .358 this season with 6 home runs and 25 ribbies. Does not appear to be affected by the changed baseballs. He recently found himself in some hot water, though, because he ignored both a traditional take sign and a verbal take directive from Tony La Russa on a 3-0 pitch against a position player in a 15-4 game in the 9th inning, and he mashed a home run. Don't do that against the Yankees, or else Aroldis Chapman will smoke you. But look, I don't really agree with eating the guy's lunch for hitting a home run off a position player. I mean, ultimately, these guys get paid based on their stats. But I do have a problem ignoring the manager and the take sign. To me, if you don't have the take sign and the other team has thrown the white flag up by putting a position player on the field, bombs away, baby. But if the manager tells you to take a pitch, you got to take the pitch. You got to listen to the manager. It is poor sportsmanship on 3-0 in a blowout to try and hit a home run off a guy who's just up there to kind of take one for the team and just kind of toss meatballs until you run into 3 outs. On the other hand, this isn't nuclear science. This is a game. This is entertainment. What do you think the fans would rather see? Would they rather see him take a 3-0 lob for a strike or a walk? Or would they rather see him clobber a 3-0 lob out of the ballpark? I sure know that if he had taken a walk, it wouldn't have been on as many highlights this week. I must have seen that home run 25 times. But I do think you got to listen to your manager. The Yankees will face Carlos Rodon tonight. He's a former first-round pick. He's a lefty. He's made 6 starts, and he's basically having almost a Garrett Cole-level season. He's 5-1 with a 1.47 ERA. 49 strikeouts in 36 innings, so more than a strikeout per inning, but not quite as many as Garrett Cole, obviously. Just 2 home runs allowed. So the Yankees better not be trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark tonight, because odds are you're going to have a real bad time if you make that your game plan. He does not allow many home runs. You're going to have to string some hits together. You're going to have to move runners over. You're going to have to play old school baseball if you want to win this game. You're going to have to continue to play pretty good defense. The Yankees' defense in Texas was really solid. Their base running, another story, but their pitching and their defense, hey, I can't complain about that. Their offense, yeah, could use some work. But despite their sluggish offense, they continue to play pretty well. They just completed a 7-3 road trip. They're 25-19, 6 games over 500. Their pitching has been outstanding. Garrett Cole is 5-2 with a 2.03 ERA in 9 starts. We'll see him in this series. Corey Kluber, fresh off a no-hitter, is 4-2 with a 2.86 ERA in 9 starts. There's not a fan out there alive, a Yankees fan that is, who wouldn't have signed up for 4-2 with a 2.86 through the first 9 starts from Corey Kluber. He's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. Domingo Germán was great again yesterday, just completely nasty. He is now 4-2 with a 3.05 ERA in 8 starts. He's actually got a lower whip than Corey Kluber this year. Guys are having a tough time putting the ball in play off of Domingo Germán. Jordan Montgomery gets the ball tonight. He's 2-1 with a 4.75 ERA in 8 starts. And look, I'm a big Jordan Montgomery guy, but he's been up and down this year. He's made 5 starts where he's allowed 3 runs or less, but he's allowed 4 or more in 3 of his 8 starts. That's a lot of numbers, sorry, but it suggests to me anyway that he needs to be a bit more consistent. You'd figure a guy with a curveball as good as his would be having a field day this year with the new seams and all that, but it seems the issue for him has been fastball location, and that's critical for any pitcher. But when you don't have that upper 90s fastball, and Jordan Montgomery doesn't, you've got to spot your pitches, and he has not been spotting them well enough this year. Not just the fastball. He's got a great changeup, but again, missing with location a bit too much. If his location is on early tonight, first, second inning, I think he's going to have a really good start. So look for him early to be sharp. As for the Yankees offense, they do seem to be picking up more hits than they were earlier in the year. Perhaps guys getting used to the new baseball and how it's coming in there. Miguel Andujar has been slowly picking it up, and the Yankees really need him to get going. I've seen some really good signs from him, and the stats from StatCast are starting to bear it out. I'm encouraged because he's hitting the ball harder than at any point last year. His average exit velocity during his outstanding rookie campaign in 2018 was 89.1 miles an hour, or slightly above league average, right around league average. And so far in 2021, it's 92.2, well above league average. He's also barreling it up more, with a 7.4% barrel percentage, the highest of his career outside of the 2 games in 2017 that he played, where it was a ridiculous 28%. Aaron Judge is having a very good season, very quietly having an outstanding season. He's batting .297 with 12 home runs and 25 ribbies. He's on pace for roughly 46 to 47 home runs, and he's leading the team in average, and he's making more contact than at any point in his career. He's on pace for about 85 walks. Won't surprise me if he has more walks than that. Gleyber Torres has been hitting more lately, even with the COVID layoff. He's got his average up to .246 after a very slow start. Still just 1 home run, but I'll take the Gleyber who hits line drives. Give me line drives all day, big guy. I love it when he hits those ropes over the second baseman's head. My favorite kind of Gleyber Torres hit. Gary Sanchez creeping back towards the Mendoza line. His average is at 192 with 5 home runs. DJ LeMahieu. How weird is it that he's batting 267 this year? Gio Urshela having a solid year. He's got a 285 batting average, slightly down from the past couple of years, but I think we would have taken this. 285 with a 331 on-base percentage, 5 home runs to go along with 23 RBIs. If you had told me he'd be doing that through the first 40 games of the year, I would have signed up for it. And I don't think he's completely healthy. He was a bit behind everyone in spring training because he had that surgery this winter. And he's been banged up a few times. Back issues, leg issues. Hopefully he can hang in there. And when the All-Star break comes around and you have 3 or 4 days off, maybe you rest him a day before the break to give him an extra day to heal. And then hopefully you get him back healthy in the second half. I don't think he's unhealthy. I just think he's a little banged up. Stuff that can heal after 2 or 3 days laying on a beach in Hawaii, where I know a lot of guys like to go during the All-Star break. I can't believe we're talking about the All-Star break already. The season is moving right along. As always, tune in to my YouTube channel after the game for live reactions. This has been the Frieze. Yankees vs. White Sox. This weekend should be a great series. I'll see you next time.